Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Mad Scientist podcast. I have a very special guest today at the podcast. It is Zenshi.
Hey, you said the Mad Scientist or the Matt Scientist? Which one?
M-A-T.
M-A-T, Matt Scientist. I got a little taste of that science-y action out there tonight.
Yes, sir. And I got a taste of Zenshi and all the high-flying, beautiful maneuvers. But let me give you a very, very proper introduction once again. You are a former Dreamwave alternative champion.
That's right.
You are a Leader Wrestling Association champion. You are the reigning and defending Chile Lucha Libre, the longest reigning 5 years and going champion, MLW star, Zenshi.
Hey, you kind of boxed it a little bit. We got to run that back. I am a former Dreamwave alternative champion. I am a former longest reigning Chile Lucha Libre World All-Stars champion. Shaky right now is the current champion. Mr. Caton beat me.
Congratulations.
Shaky beat him. But I am the current LWA Peruvian International Champion. Yeah, that about sums it up.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah, you said MLW star. You know, I'm not feeling like a star these days in MLW. You know, maybe a little bit after last week, that AAA match. But it's been a little frustrating in MLW lately, honestly. You know, I just can't seem to, get a win together. It's been about, I don't know, a year and a half now. But hey, I'm trying, doing my best.
You're trying, and you mentioned your match last week with Laredo Kid for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship, and what a match it was, really.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm just as surprised as you guys. I didn't think that after a squash with Davari, I would be considered the very next week for a AAA World Championship opportunity. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes. But hey, even though things don't make sense in the wrestling world, sometimes, I try to take take those opportunities. So when they're like, hey, Laredo Kid's looking to defend, I was the first one to raise my hand, and I was like, you know what? I got one better. He can defend the title, and I'll defend mine. We'll do a double defense here. So MLW officials were like, okay. Let's do a meeting. It got a little complicated, heading down to Mexico and, having to talk with the Peruvian officials, the Mexican officials from AAA, the MLW officials, the Laredo Kids party, and then my party. So it was a lot of, red tape, but we ended up settling just a AAA world title match and came up short, but darn good match.
It was great. You put a amazing effort. And I think that it's just a matter of time before AAA takes notice of that and MLW as well. And I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it was amazing, really. Hey guys, this Saturday, February 13th, Damien Tanger is launching his very own Patreon page. That's right. If you want to support me, if you want to support professional wrestling and independent wrestling, you can do it for $3 a month. I will have exclusive videos every week, exclusive behind the scenes details and commentary by me, and as well as exclusive stories from my podcasts. Just for example, my podcast with Zenshi. What an incredible time we had with him. If you want to hear about his first time walking into the WWA 4 professional school in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as my first time walking into the WWA 4, head over to Patreon and that story will be exclusively on there. Once again, guys, February 13th, my Patreon page is launching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And let's go back now to Zenshi.
Yeah, what a journey. So how long you been wrestling now, Coach? Tanger?
When you put it together, probably 2 years, but altogether it's a year and 2 months.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Wow, about 2 years, 2 years and a few months. I'll tell you, however long it's been, you're a lot better than me at that time. I remember 2 years in, not really knowing a headlock from a moonsault so much.
You do a lot of moonsaults though.
yeah.
See, I don't have that problem. I can't do the moonsaults.
So I started my first match January 2010. 2 years would be 2012.
Yeah.
So that would be around the time I was chasing Dragon Gate USA around, trying to get on with Dragon Gate USA, and I would go to you know, they would do the seminar and then they would do the tryout. And I never had enough money for the seminar, but I would watch every seminar and I could tell you every role and every sequence that they did. But I would always do the tryout with Dragon Gate USA, and I would always get picked in some capacity. Okay. And I remember the first time I got on, it was early 2012, right here in Atlanta, actually. Nice. John Moxley was on the show. Brody Lee was on that show. Austin Aries was on that show. I remember just being deer in the headlights in the back. We got to take this back just a little bit. A little bit, okay. Guys. Okay. We got to take this back the week of.
Let's take it back.
The week of that show. Okay. Earlier in the week, I was experimenting with different trainers and going around to see if I could, you know, pick some other things up besides from what I was learning with Mr. Hughes. So I ended up at PCW Wrestling School in Avondale Estates. Okay. And, you know, it was just a couple of us there, and we were just doing practice matches and stuff like that. And in walks in Consequences Creed. You know who that is? Ooh. Austin Watson. You know who that is? Xavier Woods, ring a bell? Xavier Woods. Back then, he had just signed with WWE. Maybe he was in there for a year. He was still in developmental. But he's from Georgia, so he was happy to be in town. WrestleMania was in town. Okay. Yeah, I guess it was around WrestleMania in Atlanta.
That makes sense now.
So he comes in he's like, hey, I'm not really supposed to be here, but hey, I just want to say hi to my old guys. And I'm just like, Consequences. Anyway, long story short, we get paired up to do like a little practice match. Okay. And the way we do training is, you know, we pretend to put fights together, so we know once we get into a real ring, you know, we can kind of like.
You have to be ready for the real fight.
Exactly. So, you know, I'm taking directions from Creed, and we get to the very end of our little practice sequence, and he's like, all right, give me a drop kick. Here's where I fucked up, man. Here's where I messed up. That ring was much higher than the WA4 ring. Okay. Oh, that was a low ring. And the ceiling was much lower than the WA4 ring. And I'm so excited and starstruck, Damien. Yeah. I jumped as high as I could to give him the best drop kick I could and went right into the pole at the top of the building. Ooh. Bang! Landed on my back. I'm feeling liquid going down my face. Oh, no. And I open my eyes, and Consequences Creed, Xavier Woods is standing right over me. And he's like, dude, why'd you jump so high? Oh, wow. 14 staples, man. Really? 14 staples. That happened on a Tuesday.
You don't like Tuesdays anymore?
Happened on a Tuesday. You know, Tuesdays aren't my favorite. But, hey, that Friday was Dragon Gate USA. That was the opportunity, right?
14 stitches, okay.
Yeah. We heard from Sugar Dunkerton, Mr. Pineapple Pete.
He doesn't like that anymore.
Hey, then Pineapple Pete, Mr. He's got a lot of gimmicks. Shug D. You know, with the Afro Master. I love you, man. But, you know, he's a veteran, right? He's like, hey, you should show up at Dragon Gate USA. You might be able to get on. You guys should just show up, put the chairs together, put the ring together. Yeah. So, you know, I got my staples. And I'm like, they're not going to let me wrestle. So I'm wearing this skull cap to hide them. I got bandages over it. And, you know, I'm changing them every couple of hours. I show up on Friday. I'm still a little woozy even. Yeah. And, you know, I'm not, you know, booked or anything, but I'm showing up for an opportunity.
Absolutely.
And my tag team partner at the time, my friend Siler Cross, you know, great wrestler and, you know, friend on the road during those days. Okay. And we get out there and we pay for the tryout and everything. Actually, we don't pay for the tryout. We didn't have any money. But because we set the ring up,
they let you.
Dunkerton went over and was like, hey, these guys were here. They were here all morning and they worked. Can you get them in on the tryout? Because we didn't know there was a fee at the time.
That's great.
And they let us try out. Pac was the guy running the seminar. Okay. Anyway, of course, we get to the tryout and Siler took care of me. You know what I mean? Because the tryout match is what it is showing your skills in front of the higher ups. So they see if you could make it on their roster, you know, put you in the show. Yeah. So Siler, you know, we're tag team partners. We worked together, and he really took care of me. Okay. And I blew the roof off the joint. Pac was
not the real roof though.
Yeah, not that. So Pac was like popping and everything, like, oh, that guy's awesome, whatever. Yeah. And at the end, they picked me. They picked this guy named Danny Steele, and they picked this tag team from Florida. And they're like, you 4 guys are gonna get the opportunity of a lifetime. You guys are gonna get a match on Dragon Gate. And it turned out Eric Cannon just completely destroyed me that night. But hey, that was my Dragon Gate story.
You were Dragon Gate. Wow. 14 staples. 14 staples.
Yeah.
And we don't like Tuesdays anymore. Wow. That is amazing. You did some Evolve shows too, correct?
I did one Evolve show.
Was
one Evolve show. So by the time I was chasing Dragon Gate all around the country. I was doing this seminar, blah blah blah. Always get picked for a pre-show this or something, but never on to the actual card.
Okay.
Eventually, I had a little injury.
Okay.
Big injury. So I couldn't quite chase the Dragon Gate anymore. I had to heal from that injury, but once I came back,
which is amazing recovery too.
Yeah.
Amazing recovery.
We should skip over that if we should. I don't know, but
it's up to you. But know what? You're here and you keep doing your stuff.
Yeah, man.
You do your thing and you do it in such a good way. And you still innovate.
Appreciate
so
it.
That's about that. It's keep going and come back faster, better, stronger, and you do all that. So
yeah, definitely. Thinking about it, 2012 was kind of like I was hitting my head all over the place. Earlier with the staples, and then later in the year, Beyond Wrestling, the double moonsault. Yeah. That didn't quite work. 2012 wasn't my year, Tanger.
2012. How about 2013?
2013. 2013 will be the year I'm breaking out.
13 is my lucky number too.
Oh, so lucky number.
Yeah. So 2013 is a great year. I graduated in 2013.
Oh yeah, is that why it's lucky?
Why
is your lucky number?
A lot of things I don't know. First of all, like with Friday the 13th, I know it sounds a little odd, but I've never had, like, knock on wood, I never had bad luck on Friday the 13th. I always, like, will find, like, $5, $10, whatever the case is. Like, you're looking to fly on Friday the 13th, the price of, like, 20-30% lower. Yeah, really. And it's, I don't know, I've never had bad luck on that. I graduated in 2013. There's a bunch of things in my life connected to 13.
Yeah.
And then one of the matches of action that I had, and I was like, they've reached me at almost the last moment. It was Friday the 13th show.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because at some point I think they wanted me to be there more often, but I had to step away to get my life together, and I feel like I dropped the ball there a little bit.
Okay.
But them voting their trust to me again meant a lot. So it was again like Friday the 13th. So
yeah, 13.
Like,
hey, I'm glad you didn't give me 13 butterfly suplexes in the ring tonight.
No.
I couldn't barely handle the two. I'll tell you that.
Those.
Hey, good job on your Spanish.
I'm feeling the Pele kick.
Cuatro. Wait.
That's all I have. Uno más to clear it up in that one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Uno más. One more.
Yes,
one more time.
Yes. Can you let us know also, I like the fact a lot that you have an entrepreneurial mind as well. Because currently you are one of the people that run LuchaWear art.
Yeah, LuchaWear. LuchaWear. What is LuchaWear?
What is LuchaWear?
Well, it came from the whole notion that we use our bodies in professional wrestling, for to make a living. You win, you put food on the table, but eventually we're not going to be so limber anymore. I know. Yes. Sorry to tell you, but eventually this ain't going to be so easy. So I was thinking, well, how can I not only build something for myself, but also help some other wrestlers, kind of build something where, we have a little more supplemental income. It's tough out there when you get envelopes of $20 and a hot dog and a handshake sometimes when you're starting out.
Good hot dogs, though.
Yeah, good hot dogs. Those hot dogs be hitting on the road, I tell you.
If you wrestle at SVW, Southern Violence Wrestling, shout out, they give you 5 free beers.
Nice.
It's not bad.
Nice.
I prefer that to the hot dogs.
Hey, let's not let these cheap promoters get off the hook. Hot dogs are not acceptable as primary forms of payment. Okay, supplemental, yes. Primary, no.
There we go.
But LuchaWear is something I've been actually, cultivating in my mind for quite a few years. Okay. In fact, I even got business cards made with LuchaWear on it back in 2014 because it was supposed to be some. It's changed so much through the years. But with the pandemic, 2020 kind of hit us all right in the face.
Yes.
And we're all sitting at home, and wrestling is pretty much at a pause. It's at a standstill. So it's like, how can I, use this time wisely? So basically, LuchaWear is a conglomerate of some of the best artists on the globe, different countries and continents, coming together with a conglomerato.
Bulgaria's in it.
Of wrestlers, the Luchadores. When you bring the artists and you bring the Luchadores and you mash them together into one big
is that
mix
Luchador mashed potatoes?
Mash together.
Mashed together.
You get LuchaWear. So basically, it's our merchandise. Check out LuchaWear.art, www.luchawear.art. You're gonna see some of the coolest shirts, hooded blankets. pet bandanas,
pillows.
You're gonna see face masks, pillows, socks, all kinds of stuff. And it's just really, really been cool. You know, I gotta say a huge shout out to our artist, our lead designer,
Absolutely.
Mauricio from Bolivia. Mauricio's the best. We got Jack Purcell out there in New England. So he's worked with DC Comics, Marvel, all over. You got Jordan Hernandez down in Chile doing his things with our little luchador line that's coming out soon.
Okay.
You got a WWA 4 alumni, Rook Kelly, who lives in Washington right now. I used to train with the guy. He's one of our artists too.
Wow.
And then our newest artist, got a shout out to Killer from Peru, just joining on with us, just signed with us, and we're getting him set up. So right now we got 5 artists, and it's really cool. But hey,
it's growing.
That's just one piece of the puzzle.
One piece of the puzzle, as you said, and I'm pretty sure that it's a process. As you said, you started, or you had the intention of starting in 2014. But you know what? The fact of the matter is that right now you got everything under control. You have so many people behind you, and you're trying to build something for yourself, something for them, something for the new and up and coming wrestlers.
Definitely.
That's a great thing. It's a great call.
Definitely, and you know it doesn't stop at LuchaWear. LuchaWear is just the vehicle. You know the heart behind this. It's called We Can Lucha.
We Can Lucha.
We Can Lucha. You know, let me break it down to you. If you live in a place like the USA, the UK, you live in Japan, there's no shortage of wrestling. Probably in your town, your city, your state, your area. You know, if you're a wrestling fan, you got plenty to watch. If you're an aspiring wrestler, you got plenty of great training places to train at. Like the WWA 4 in Atlanta.
4. We're throwing the 4. Just visualizing everything. We're throwing the 4. 4 fingers in the air.
But, you know, if you live in a Zimbabwe, if you live in Bolivia, if you live in, Bulgaria, there's not a whole lot of options. Yes. You know, there might be one school, and that may not even be the best. Like Paraguay. I've been talking to the guys down there in Paraguay. There's one school.
Oh, wow.
One school. And, you know, just like with competition, when there's only one place running a place, you know, people get a little complacent or whatever. We need competition. So
competition is good, definitely.
Yeah, We Can Lucha, you know, the spirit of we can fight, we can lucha, we can fight too. Just because we may live in a place that's a little disconnected from the rest of the lucha economy, I like to call it.
Oh, okay.
Just because they should have a voice too, and they should be included. The lucha economy.
Yeah. How would you do a vocabulary into lucha?
Vocabulary into lucha.
Yeah. I just can't pronounce it. Luchabulary or something.
Luchabulary.
There you go.
Luchabulary. I'm
Luchabulary.
I'm the king of.
I can repeat it, but I can't pronounce it though.
I'm the king of lucha puns.
Yes.
But basically, you know, that's what's been driving me ever since I've won the Chile Lucha Libre World Championship. And you know, I've gone down there and they've treated me so well, much better than I've ever been treated in the U.S., especially at the time, 2014. You know, you get used to these promoters nickel and diming you and, you know, kind of putting you in your place.
Yes.
And then, you know, you win a championship from this guy named A.R. Fox, who's the hot fire at the time. You were this kid who barely squeaked out a victory. And then you get your own tour down to a country you've never been to, and you step off and they're treating you like royalty, and you realize, like, wow, like, okay, you kind of realize your worth. And it took me a little while to kind of like realize what I meant. You know, after going back 2 or 3 times, it's important.
Yes.
I realized these guys were getting 2 jobs just to bring me down.
Wow.
They were saving money just for my plane ticket. Once I realized the cost involved, they couldn't afford this. This wasn't a business thing. It was just because they were so thankful to have wrestling in their country. They were so thankful to have an American, someone, you know, A.R. Fox went twice. And then when I won the title, I went down there. And then I realized this isn't sustainable. You know, like, I want to keep coming back here, but I know that, you know, I got to build a vehicle. So LuchaWear is kind of that vehicle. We make the money with LuchaWear so that we can give back with We Can Lucha. And what do you call all those wrestlers? The conglomerate of wrestlers. We call them the League of Luchadores.
LOL.
LOL. So we got League of Luchadores. We got We Can Lucha. We got LuchaWear. It's like the Triforce of pro wrestling. Boom. That's what I'm working on.
Mind blown. Mind blown.
Yeah. So,
and that's, as you said, it's just a piece of the puzzle. But as long as you keep working on that and you have that fantastic crew that you already mentioned, it's all about the process and just improving.
Definitely.
One day at a time, 1 week at a time.
Definitely.
But as long as you're improving, It's a good cause, man. Like, really, that's amazing.
Yeah, you know what made it even sweeter, man?
What
Is
is
our
that?
newest luchador,
Whoa.
Damien Tangra,
Oh.
just joined the crew.
Oh,
Just joined the crew.
Joined the crew.
Mauricio did an awesome design for you. Did you like it? How was that process?
The process with Mauricio, first of all, Zenshi linked me with Mauricio. Is that how you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We call him Mauro.
Mauro. Shout out to Mauro. He was so patient with me because Zenshi told me that I should be well prepared. And I had so many notes, so many pictures. I think I was over prepared, which might have thrown Mauro off. And he linked us together and it was like a chat. And he texted me, I'll be helping you out. Give me some kind of like designs, ideas, whatever you have. And then I threw maybe like 5 pages of information at the person. I didn't know him at the time. I threw like a bunch of pictures. I did this, by the way, and like so much information. And he was like cool enough to actually ask a lot of questions, which I loved. And it was just ongoing conversations back and forth until we both agreed on a piece that he actually drew 3 or 4 pieces.
Yeah, some sketches first.
Yes. We both agreed on the final one, and he touched it just the way I asked him. He was so cool. He was very fast too. What is the thing that you say in the?
He's like that's WDFA.
Yeah,
that's
figure it out. Figure it out.
That's an insiders only.
Yeah, WTA.
But yeah, you know, with LuchaWear, I wanted to make it as collaborative as possible. I didn't want, you know, as an artist, as a wrestler, you know, I think wrestling is an art form. Can you agree?
Absolutely.
You know, so as an artist, I know I don't like when I'm micromanaged, right?
Yeah,
I like to,
yeah.
you know, be
Have your
given
own
my
freedom.
platform
Have your own
and
freedom.
then go.
Yes.
So the same with our artists and same with our wrestlers, you know. I want LuchaWear to be, we're all coming together and putting our ideas on the table. So, you know, a little bit about our design process. You know, we come in, the 3 of us, myself, you know, whichever designer I feel works best with that wrestler.
Because they have different styles.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Like, Jack is super good at the hand illustrations.
Okay.
He's a little bit slower, but I'm telling you, the detail, oh my goodness.
Okay.
So there's a certain type that I give Jack that I think he can really bring that out. He's working on Brian Pillman Jr. right now.
Okay.
Just finished Alexander Hammerstone. Wait till you see those.
Okay.
You know, Mauro is a wizard. He can do anything. So I thought he'd be perfect for you. So it's really cool, you know, bringing in, he comes in with his ideas. You were super prepared, more prepared than any other wrestler.
Whoa.
Some wrestlers come in there and they're like, I don't know what's going on. This guy had 5 pages of notes.
5 pages of doom.
And it's so cool, you know, when it's all said and done, as a person who kind of put this all together, and I see that final design, it's like opening a present.
Yes.
You know, I don't know what it's going to look like. It's between you guys to work it out. I'm just kind of there to mediate.
You just speak there, yeah.
And I open it up and I'm like, wow, this exists because 3 guys came together and we made something happen. And I appreciate you being part of us.
Yeah.
And we got Bobby Flacco on the next train.
Ayo, Bob is going to be here pretty soon at LuchaWear. And I'm very excited for that too.
Definitely.
Because I think, is he working with Mauricio as well?
Yeah, he will be working with Mauricio as well.
That'll be
but
great.
before then, he's working with me. You know, this Saturday.
This Saturday.
I gotta work. I gotta go to work. I gotta wrestle Bobby Flacco. And also that loudmouth, was it A, B, C, D, F, G, Mac? What is it? A, B to Z, Mac? AC Mac. AC Mac. Yeah. That loudmouth guy. Apparently, he weaseled his way into our match. It's supposed to be me and Flacco.
Okay.
You know, I like Flacco. You know, I was like, hey, let's do a one-on-one. This weasel, AC Fox, weasels his way into the office and gets into the match in the main event. Hey, but I'm going to beat his ass, too. This Saturday in Royston, Zenshi versus Bobby Flacco versus AC Mac. It's going to be amazing.
And what is this for?
Royston.
What is this for?
This is for Saturday Night Wrestling in Royston. You know, it's been 10 years since I've been in that building.
10
I can't wait to come back.
10 years. 10 long years. And what a match is going to be. Saturday, February 6th.
Saturday, February 6th, Shirley Road in Royston. Check out my Instagram. I just posted the address and all the stuff at The Aerial Artist.
Aerial Artist.
Yes, sir.
And that is, I think that nickname really describes you the best, because I've seen you do moves that I've never seen being done, like, ever. And that's amazing. And you do it like, okay, just like for a warm-up. So...
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know, for the longest time, you know, when I was first getting into wrestling, I was very directionless. I was kind of almost copying off of others, and it was all charade.
Which is
it was all charade.
All charade.
Yeah.
Which copying from different people and making your own, you become original too. So it's definitely
true.
a way.
But in the beginning, those first 2 years, back in the Consequences Creed, breaking my head open days, I was a little directionless, and, it took a catastrophic injury to kind of wake me up and take this a little more seriously. And to realize, like, okay, if you're gonna do this, what is your reason for being here? You know what I mean? What are you gonna contribute? I could have made a lot of decisions from that broken neck. Yeah. But the decision I decided to make was like, no, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show these guys I can be the best high flyer you've ever seen, and that's what gave birth to Shinron. So Charade was like the phoenix that came back from the dead, came back from the injury, morphed into the dragon, Shinron, to show these guys. But then eventually you get to a point where you're wrestling AR Fox in ladder matches, you're wrestling the Young Bucks, you're wrestling Jeff Hardy, you're wrestling Amazing Red, you're wrestling Matt Hardy, you're wrestling your heroes, and you realize you got to have a little more than just showing these guys that you're the best. What fulfills you? So I had to think, and I was like, well, back to us being artists, I love creating new things and adding to this art form. Absolutely. And presenting things that people haven't seen before. That's where I get satisfaction from. So that's where the aerial artist was born. Something, not just a high flyer. I'm the aerial artist. I'm a step above.
And let me tell you, your flags, just the standing flags, I seen your Instagram, and every time you go to a different country, you go to a different location, there's always like a standing flag there.
Hey, you gotta have the flag. That's a crowd pleaser.
Those are so difficult. When I was like I waited like way less than I wait now. I was trying to do those. I cannot hold like for a second. Those are crazy.
It's all the obliques. Yeah. That's the secret.
Obliques. Okay.
On the obliques.
Sure.
People shit on Planet Fitness, but you couldn't have one of those things where you put your knees in and you grab the handles and you twist.
Oh, you do the twisty thing.
Guilty pleasure. I love that machine. I love that machine. Great for the obliques.
That machine cracks my back like nothing else. Really, that's what I use it for most time. Let me go hit that. Okay, I'm good. Let's work out.
Chiropractor.
yeah, pretty much.
$10 a month, chiropractor. There you go.
Yeah. And shower.
And shower.
But that's great. I feel like there's a lot of bright future coming for you.
Hey, appreciate that.
And I just love how you came back from something so devastating, but know what? You came back positive. You came back with new energy, as you said, and you came back with open mind. And then it's like, as you said, wrestling is an art. I completely agree with that. It's whatever you make it. There's place for everybody in it. It's super cool that with the League of Lucha, with LuchaWear, with Weekend Lucha, you're trying to kind of pay back in a way to whoever helped you out and whoever cannot be helped out in a way.
Definitely. I try to keep my circle tight. I've always kind of, through my wrestling career, I haven't been the most social person. I'm a pretty introverted, pretty heavy introverted. So maybe I'm not as active on social media and things like that, but I always remembered who remembered me and who helped me, who supported me. And those are among the first people I reach out to, when I'm inviting them into LuchaWear. So guys like you,
thank you.
Guys and girls that are on the site, these are my friends. I want to start with my friends and then reach the world from there.
And it keeps growing, and I just want to wish you good luck for all of that, all your businesses, your wrestling, the art of wrestling, everything you do. I think that the future for Zenshi is very, very bright. And I just want to thank you for that interview and podcast. It was a pleasure, my friend.
Hey, I appreciate it. Anytime. We gotta, just like our rematch tonight, we gotta run this back.
We gotta run this back.